and action. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a first episode of Eurohammer with Marcel and Owen. This is our hobby chat where we chat about what we've done in our hobbies for the last couple of weeks and maybe give you some ideas or some inspiration about what you want to do with yours. My name is Owen Staten and I'm beaming to you all the way from Wales, and joining me is my very, very good friend Marcel from Germany. Hi Marcel, how are you?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. You telling me it's really hot over there in Germany at the moment?
Yeah, over 30 degrees, but it rained during the night, so it cooled a little bit down and it's bearable. Yeah.
Wow. I always think that hot weather is not good for hobbies. Is it all your paints drying up as soon as you open them and all those things?
I also think so, but I mean, it's Sunday, so it's a good time for hobby.
Yes, excellent. Well, good stuff. Well, thanks for joining me this afternoon, Marcel. For the first time in a long time, I've had quite a busy week in hobby, in that I've been doing quite a lot of bits and pieces. And I know you've been busy as well, and you've got some interesting stuff to share with us. So without further ado, let's go on. And both of us, I know, play a lot of different games, and both of us have a lot of different interests and different periods and different things that we do in the hobby. And what we'll discuss today, first of all, was my first game this year, actually on a tabletop with my good friend Gavin, where we played a game of Age of Sigmar, which is all the vogue at the moment, a new Age of Sigmar game coming out. I know you've not played this, Marcel, have you? I don't think.
No, I never played Age of Sigmar. I don't know if it's any good. I really don't like the background from what I heard. So, but everyone as he likes, and I really like the statue of the beastman.
Yeah, well, I played Gavin for the first time, and we played a 1,000-point game. So it was a fairly small game. It was his first game that he'd played. And my army is, as you can see in that picture there, they're all painted in grey, which is quite a lazy way to paint an army. But I think they're all, I call them the Shadow's Shadow. So they are, one of the realms in Age of Sigmar is the realm of Shadow. And all those beastmen come from the realm of Shadow, and they pass just out of sight, and they move, and they're creatures of the night that come from the forest, and they're all a dark grey. So they're like a spooky sort of folklore type thing. We played a really nice game in Gavin's house. As you can see the picture there, there's the crisps in the corner, some Monster Munch. I don't know if you have them in Germany. Love a bit of Monster Munch. And we set up that way. And he was using Stormcast Eternal, which are the good guys in Age of Sigmar, and I was using my 1,000 points of Beasts of Chaos. I spent all day setting up that army, which you can see in the picture. That's the herd stone, the big statue, and that gives them power that they when they fight. That takes away the enemy's armor or helps me get a bit stronger. And I was so excited about this game because I haven't played for a long time. Age of Sigmar to me is just a simple tabletop game. It's not too much head work. It's quite straightforward. So it's a game you can play when you want to relax, and that's what I like about it. And it was Gavin's first ever game. And we played this border war scenario, which involved taking over a few sort of objectives and fighting quite a short game. And I got absolutely smashed. Right? It was the worst smashing I have ever had in a war game. I feel that at the end of the game, Marcel, this is how embarrassing it was. He had lost 2 figures, and my army was wiped out.
Whoa!
So that one of his figures was the general. I killed his general, but he lost 2 figures. I was almost crying walking out the room. It was that bad. But
is 1,000 points, is it a big army or very small?
A middle-sized army. I mean, most of what I was using, you can see on the table there. I had a unit of Beastmen, 20 strong. I had a unit of Bestigor, you know, the big, the elite Beastmen. There were 10 of them. I had 20 of the Angor, they're the little guys. I had a wizard, I had a hero, I had 3 Minotaurs, and I had a Cygor, that's like a giant. So it was quite a lot of figures, but they got smashed, absolutely smashed. So I've been thinking of a way in which I can use them and make them better again. I don't know.
So what was it, bad strategy or just bad die rolls?
Hey, it's not bad strategy. The general was very good. I was let down by the soldiers, obviously, and the dice rolls, you know. No, it was a bit of bad strategy. It was a bit of bad dice. And yeah, it fell apart. But it was so good just to be playing a game live. You know, I know we've played some games and they've been great, but just to be back on the table with somebody was really nice. So I did that, which was fab. And then yesterday, I played the last scenario in the little campaign for Rangers of Shadowdeep that I've been doing. And I've done a video on this, which is on this channel. And you can watch that. And again, I lost. Okay, I lost again. So I've not had a good week. In fact, if I was shadow boxing, the shadow would win, I think. But I lost this one. But I recorded a little voiceover for this one, so you can hear this, just to tell people what the story was about. So let's have a little listen.
Nearly a century ago, at the end of a brief war with Laurentia, the king of Alador ordered a line of beacon towers constructed along the border between the two countries. These towers were used once during another brief border skirmish, but became mostly redundant when a lasting peace was formed between the two kingdoms. For the next 80 years or so, the towers were neglected, abandoned to the wear of time and the elements. When the Shadowdeep swallowed Laurentia, the towers now mark the edge of the known world. Although most were in poor shape, they were quickly reoccupied. A week after Laurentia fell, the forces of the Shadowdeep surged up and assaulted the line of towers, swarming over the defenses with a tide of gnolls, undead, and evil men. On that horrible night, the beacon towers burned with a phantasmal green light, announcing to everyone within 30 miles that the Shadowdeep now controlled the border. Only in a few spots along that line could a light of orange fire be seen, offering just a sliver of hope that the warriors of Alador were still fighting to hold back the darkness.
That was dramatic, wasn't it? That was dramatic.
Yeah, yeah. Just like out of a Conan movie or something like that.
Between the times when the oceans drank Atlantis.
Exactly.
There was an age undreamed of. Really, I know it was a solo game and my party was all killed again. But I really enjoyed Rangers of Shadowdeep. But if anyone wants to see that, as I said, I've done a video. And I was quite pleased. I painted these pig-faced orcs that you can see on the screen there. And I used an old Ringwraith Lord of the Rings figure and really enjoyed that. So it was great to be back into gaming after a bit of a break. And yeah, all good stuff. So enough of me anyway. Let's talk about you, Marcel. I mean, Hero Quest. A week ago, we had a great game of Hero Quest. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. I mean, fair to say you played the wizard very, very aggressively. So quite unusual because normally he just stays in the second row, making a fireball here or a healing spell, and you just straight ahead, mighty spell in the middle of the room, kaboosh, and down with the boss. Great. And I mean, Hero Quest is a very simple game, but I think that's also the greatest strength of the game. So you just need the die roll, the special dice for the game, and you know a skull is a hit and a shield is a block. And that's it. And that's, for me, Hero Quest is the best introduction game into the hobby. as it was planned by Milton Bradley and the cooperation with GW. And I came across HeroQuest, I think, by the TV commercial in the early 90s, and then in the shops, seeing the big boxes and the cover of the box is just great. Yeah, you have to love it. And I got it for my 13th birthday, and these miniatures were the first I painted, besides my plastic 20mm toy soldiers, and I painted my miniatures with a mile, like the Humbrol paints.
Yeah,
I still have them. But I always wanted, as I later on into all the tabletop hobby, I always wanted to have a better version of HeroQuest. So like I have better models and different terrain, not the plastic cardboard terrain, but there's resin terrain and all kind of stuff available. And I was thinking how to do it, because you got your own dungeon, these rooms. That's a nice way. I wanted to have a modular board, because in HeroQuest you normally have a fixed board and you know what rooms and corridors you need, and the rest is just not taking part in the game. But you always have this fixed board. And I wanted something modular, like in Advanced HeroQuest, where you don't know how the dungeon will look, and you build it during gameplay. And then I found a page where a guy built the rooms for Warhammer Quest out of foam board. And he built the rooms with the walls and the doors attached to the rooms. So really cool looking, but not very modular, because in HeroQuest you have the same room, but in one adventure the door is here, in another it's there, and so you have to be very flexible. And I built the rooms here and the corridors out of foam board. It's really easy, because you just need to cut the tiles. And they look kind of like chocolate bars sometimes. And I put a lot of work into it to build the rooms exactly like on the board game, so with the same colors and the stones and the sticks and the bones and everything. It was a lot of fun. And then I was thinking about, okay, what about walls? Because you need walls, with torches and everything. And the problem is with walls, because you see in the internet a lot of pictures of nicely built HeroQuest boards with complete walls and everything, but you don't see the miniatures because they are behind the walls, and it's very fiddly to move the miniatures and everything. And my idea or solution was then to build just the doors. And I went with plaster here from Hirst Arts Molds. They are available in, what's it called? Doesn't matter. You can buy silicone molds. Yeah. And a lot of different types available. And I got here with a flagstone ruin or whatsoever, and build it only the door elements and everything. And the stair you can see is made out of foam board. The furnitures I built from a company, they are mostly resin or metal, and and that's it. And it's really enjoyable. I played with the nephew of my wife and my own nephew a few games, and they really enjoyed it. We played a lot with the godchild of my daughter. She was really excited, and every time she visits us, when we play the next game, So it's really, really cool for kids. Yeah. And because a lot of my gaming club friends also know HeroQuest from their childhood, it's always good after a game or a day at the club to play that as a blast game. Just drink some beer or so and just roll some dice, because you don't have to remember much, just to move around and have a lot of fun. So it's so cool. And I mean, it's also very cool for the Warhammer hobby or the fantasy hobby or role playing. I mean, you can play this game as a role playing game. You just have to make up some dialogue. Say, oh, go away, stupid dwarf! I need to get in front, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
It looks great, Marcel. You've done a great job with it, with the dungeons. I really like it. And is any of this kit part of your original kit when you were young, or is it a newer one?
From my old Hero Quest, the original one. I think the wizard. That's the original miniature.
Yeah.
I still got my old original painted with 13-year-old Marcel painted miniature.
Yeah.
And I bought the exact same miniature again just to paint it now with more skill. Yeah.
But no, it looks fab. I love the picture with the candle. That's so atmospheric.
Yeah. That's my dice tower, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I built it because it was so fun making all these stone elements out of plaster, and then I got so much left, and I was thinking, okay, what to do? And then I built a dice tower. It's very heavy. You have to be very careful. And I placed it on a base out of foam board, and you see the rooms here in yellow and blue, and then red. That are the card holders for the treasure cards and the equipment cards and so on. Yeah, and what really makes for the atmosphere is a black tablecloth under the pieces, because then you get the impression like Fog of War or in a computer game. It's black, and then you see the rooms and corridors appear. So that's easy and a cheap solution, but a really, really great effect.
Funny enough, I've played most games over the years, going back years and years and years, but I'd never played Hero Quest. I played Warhammer Quest, but never played Hero Quest until we played last week. And I really enjoyed, like you said, it was simple. It was amazing, really, to think. I was telling a friend of mine that the board was in Germany and the party were in Japan, was it? In Canada and in Wales, all playing on that board. It was incredible, really, when you think about it, isn't it? Yeah. It's fantastic. But I really enjoyed. But yeah, and I can't wait to play again. That'd be good fun. So let's move on. You did. I know you're both of us are big fans of old Warhammer, and every time I meet you on the Discord chat, you're always painting, and you're always painting the old monopose goblins and some of the characters that go with those as well. Tell us a bit about that. They look fantastic. Look at the red spears. Look at the Hero Quest emblems. Is it on the shields?
Yeah. That's my reference to Hero Quest because. I really don't know or didn't know what to paint as an emblem for them, because for night goblins it's a moon, for the forest goblins a spider, but what do the normal goblins have? And I also painted some of these for my Hero Quest game, and I painted the shield. So this snake skull is the emblem on the dice for the bad guys to defend. And I painted them on their shields, and then I decided here for these old goblins, okay, why not make a whole tribe? It's a snake skull tribe, and I also got some of the normal sculpted shields you can see on the pictures, but most of them now have these shields. Only one goblin, as you can see at the bottom, is holding the shield upside down, because this poor guy got hit on the head and now believes it's not a snake, it's an undead body. Because don't ask me why. A lot of people are saying, no, it's not a snake skull. Also from Hero Quest gamers, it's the undead body. And I really like that. So I painted, I think it's close to 50 goblins.
Wow.
And it's a mix of companies. So you got the old Citadel, metal and monopose plastics. The command team is from Black 3 Design, or originally Harlequin.
Yeah.
Also sculpted by Kev Adams, so they are really matching
Yeah.
style. And even some, a handful are from a German company that are also, so the guy with the hammer or with some hand weapons are also really close in the style. And it doesn't really matter if you paint them up in the same color scheme. It's not, then you can't really tell them apart. And that's for me the important thing. So, and I go crazy with the spear shafts. You got yellow, red, and brown or wooden color. And these goblins are also part of my long time project, I would say, to get all the greenskins now for the introduction scenario in the 4th edition starter box, the Battle for Morgrand Pass, or however you spell it. Because for the Crown of Command challenge, I painted all the elves for this, and now it's time for the goblins. I got now all the spears. So next, the archers, and then Grom and the shaman on the wyvern. Easy.
Brilliant. I look forward to perhaps one day we can have a game of that then.
Sure.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. How much? So you're just missing a few now, are you? You're almost there, are you, with this army? Or?
Yeah, I will now take a break from goblins for a while because it really dragged on to paint them. And after I painted them, I was thinking, okay, they're ready. And then I counted the models and applied the shields, and then I was 14 shields short. And I was thinking, oh God, what happened? And then I realized I only counted the shields for the monopose goblins and not for the goblins with the hand weapons. So I have to do the shields. And after that, what also takes a lot of time are the bases, because they are not flocked. They are sand with white glue and then goblin green and sunburst yellow on top.
Yeah. They look good though. They look really good, actually. I'm looking forward to seeing this. And then finally, we have, I know you've got an interest in historical gaming as well. And this is World War II naval combat. And some lovely looking models here as well. Can you tell us a bit about this?
Don't ask me why I bought them, because I think, I got a lot of periods interested in, and especially also World War II. And I'm quite interested also in the occupation or invasion of Norway. During the Second World War, I even got an old book that was published during the war by, it's a propaganda book about the fight, the heroic fight in Narvik by the German troops. So very one-sided, of course, but a nice source. And then I bought, I think I first came around the rules because there are a lot of naval rules available, really old ones from the 70s up to whatsoever. Warlord Games have now a rule set with coastal forces and mine boats or torpedo boats and everything. And I went with 1 to 3,000. So the ships are quite small. There are even smaller ships available at a scale for World War II, but I wanted to have some details left. Before that, I bought some ships from GHQ. That's the company for modern or World War II or First World War model ships. They are way detailed, but also a pain to paint. And so I went to 1 to 3,000 because it's cheaper. You get a complete fleet for affordable price. And you can see here some German ships. You see that's Scharnhorst, and above that I think it's a sister ship, the Gneisenau. And I really love to do all the research before painting miniatures. So these ships are painted for the operation called Weserübung, so the invasion of Norway. And there are a lot of books available for this period, and even a really, really good book about the German Kriegsmarine and all their different color schemes during the war. So, or let's say the Bismarck got alone 20 pages to get every month a new paint scheme. So you are set for that. It's more from model kit builders, but also quite usable for wargaming. And yeah, the first thing I was thinking about looking at the pages and try to figure out how to paint these ships was, oh man, they are really colorful. Why are they so colorful? They look like orc ships, yeah, with red turrets. What's happening? Yeah. Because on the black and white photographs, you can't see that. You just see it's a darker gray or what, yeah. And they got all the flags normally with a swastika. So I left the swastika out, so you see only the red and the white circle. And then the red turrets or even yellow turrets. And that's because just to avoid friendly fire, because we are talking about the early phase of the war and the Luftwaffe was still very present and sadly bombed some German destroyers.
Right, okay.
And even sunk one, I think. And then the headquarters decided, okay, we have to paint something very colorful so our planes can see, that's the German ships. And it was only for a short time. But I found it so it's not all gray and darker gray. So some nice colors, yeah. And the rule set for me is a nice compromise between historical flavor, playability, duration, and yeah, because some of these rules are wow. You are calculating the caliber of the guns and the armament or the armor and everything, and it's just horrible. Yeah. And so these rules are really my choice of play, and they published some time ago a campaign set that got a light, I would say, role-playing approach. Okay. And you play from the beginning of the war till the end of the occupation of Norway. So, and you have little boxes and you have to decide, or the player, the British and the German player have to decide what to do. So first says, want the German player send these and these ships on patrol? Yes or no? And then you mark that, and then comes the second box and it says, oh, 2 Polish destroyers want to escape the German occupation of Poland and want to join the Royal Navy. And then you roll a dice, and if the German player sends his ships on patrol, there's a chance of an engagement. Otherwise, the Polish destroyers just went through to England and joined the Royal Navy, and you will fight them later on because they are available, and so on and so on and so on. And it's really, really cool and a lot of fun. And as a German player, you have to destroy merchant ships. And as a British player, you just have to sink every German warship you encounter. And it's a lot of fun. I remember a game where I built up a complete, I detected, or the Germans detected a convoy. So you have, I think, 6 rows of merchant ships and then the escorts. And then the German battleship, because on the other side of the table, because the ranges are huge, coming in, and it just started firing into the merchants, and it went really well. But the time is on the side of the British because they are more present on the seas. They got more air spotters in the air or everything. And so after some rounds, British warships arrived. And very sadly, I think it was Gneisenau, was hit by a British warship or British battleship. With the first shot, it fired, and just lucky hit, boom, it goes. And it was just like, oh God, that's bad. So it's a really nice system, and I really enjoyed painting them. And I got now some more merchant ships on the table to paint up.
Oh, good. As you said there, I was really surprised when with these bright colors but like you say, you only ever see the pictures in black and white, so you don't know, what they really were like, really, do you? And that's amazing, really. But yeah, and I see what you mean with naval warfare. It's like the anti-Hero Quest, really. Hero Quest is really simple. This is really complicated. So you've played, or you're looking at the two ends of wargaming, really simple ones, to proper sort of hardcore difficult games. But yeah, this looks great, Marcel. And I think that's all we've got time for, really. And I think that's everything. But what a brilliant, you're an inspirational gamer, Marcel. You do just about everything. It's fab. And I know you're really enthusiastic for this. And it's really, I'm really glad that you can join me. And I hope we can make this a regular thing. And I'll just say to the stormtrooper behind you that you can take him back to the cell now and bring him back out next week. That's it. There he is.
Yeah. Oh, I got no Star Wars miniature gaming. I got only some Star Wars board games, I think. Yeah.
Maybe you can try Star Wars Legions. That's a good game.
Oh, no. Yeah, if I try that, no, sorry. I got Star Wars Armada and but no. Not any more projects, please.
Do you ever play X-Wing? I like X-Wing.
Yeah. I sold most of it because Armada was more to my liking. So no small dogfight, but the huge ships and squadrons.
Yeah. So, hey, plus we can talk about that again anyway.
Sure.
Hey, it's been lovely to get together with you, and I hope everybody's enjoyed. It's just a little overview of what we've been doing, and we'd love to be able to come back and share it with you again. So, hey, take care, everybody, and we shall leave it there. Okay, just hold on a second, and here I am. I'm still here. Look, I can't leave it now. I can't get off. Hold on, everybody. Stand by, and take care.